Okay, so welcome everybody for Practitioners Big Fat Quiz of the Year 2022 Part 2. We're starting at question 133 for anyone watching this on video catch up, and we're going to work backwards to question 67 and see how we go along. Okay, so everybody pens at the ready. Question 133. How do you test for chakra imbalance? Question 132. Which gland suffers from excessive exercise? Which gland would suffer from excessive exercise?
Sorry, was that 132?
That was 132, yeah. One, 3, 1. Which gland is linked to light and dark? Question 130. What would you possibly think of testing if your client was all over the place? Hyper, confused, manic? One, 2, 9. Where is the neurovascular point to strengthen the adrenal glands? One, 2, 8. Where do you tap for fundamental conflict? Okay. 1, 2, 7. What are the MEI points to strengthen the large intestine? One, 2, 6. Where do you TL to test the thyroid gland? One, 2, 5. What does it mean when you TL to the client's mid-eyebrow? One, 2, 4. Where does the liver meridian begin? One, 2, 3. Who touches when testing the hyoid? One, 2, 2. Name 4 lymphatic treatment points for the ICV. So 4 lymphatic treatment points for the ICV. One, two, one. What does it mean if you fix a weak muscle in priority and whatever you do to it, it still remains weak?
Sorry, can you repeat it, please?
Yeah. What does it mean if you fix a weak muscle in priority and whatever you do to it, it remains weak? One, two, zero. Name the muscles on the lung meridian.
Lower meridian.
Lung meridian.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. Name the muscles on the lung meridian. Sorry, it's my Bristolian for you.
That's Sarah's beer.
Okay, one.
But if you misspell one of them, you lose the marks.
No marks lost for misspelling because I can't see the spelling. Okay. 119. What acupuncture point can you rub for headaches? (118) Where is the sternocleidomastoid muscle? Where is the sternocleidomastoid muscle? (117) Where on the main front neurolymphatic points for the gluteus maximus? Where are the main front neurolymphatic points for the gluteus maximus? (116) Which wrist pulse is right wrist, nearest the hand, deep pressure? That's right wrist, nearest the hand, deep pressure. Question 115. How do you correct a thymus imbalance?
Sorry, what was the wrist pulse one again?
So
Right.
Right wrist, nearest the hand, deep pressure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. 114. What two muscles would you think of testing for someone with hip pain? One, 1, 3. What muscle would you test if someone had low self-esteem? One, 1, 2. Name two nutrients that you would think of if someone had dry eyes. One, 1. Where is the Riddler's point for B complex? One, 10. What muscle is involved with a fixation of the upper cervicals? What muscle is involved with the fixation of the upper cervicals? One, 9. Name the creative cycle on the 5-element chart. What's the name of the creative cycle on the 5-element chart? One, 8. What emotions are connected to the metal element? One, 7. What acupressure point do you rub in the crease of the knee during an ICV fix? One, 6. How do you test to see if C3 is out?
Sorry, can you repeat that, please?
Yes. How do you test to see if C3 is out? So on fixations, how would you test to see if C3 was out?
Don't remember.
You will when you get the answer.
Yeah.
Okay. 105. Which meridian are you contacting on the left wrist light pressure nearest the thumb? That's the left wrist, light pressure nearest the thumb. (104). Which finger mode do you use to detect if structure is relevant?
Structural, did you say?
Structural, yeah. (103). What acupuncture points do you rub on a lower leg during an ICV correction?
Or can you repeat the last one again? Sorry, Abby.
Yeah, of course. What acupuncture points do you rub on the lower leg during an ICV correction?
Thank you.
Okay. Bristol Sarah, this one's for you. Name all of the stomach muscles. Okay. 101. What would you think of doing for someone who had recently had an operation? Okay, question 100. What technique really helps with lower back pain? So question 100 was what technique really helps with lower back pain? Okay, 99. Which muscle is related to the prostrate stroke ovaries?
Sorry, what muscle?
Which muscles are related to the prostate and ovaries? '98. What is the correction for retrograde lymphatics? '97. What would you think of testing if your client had headaches? '96. Where are the neurovascular points to strengthen the popliteus? '95. Where is the CX alarm point? '94. What are the MEI points to strengthen the small intestine? '93. What might a bilaterally weak fascia lata mean? '92. What may it mean if the Houston shows as a priority? '91. Where does the heart meridian begin? '90. How do you test for ligament interlink? 89. With wrist pulses, describe which wrist, position, and pressure you would need for the following. A, spleen. B, liver. C, gallbladder. And D, triple warmer. Okay. Question 88. Where are the neurolymphatic points for the pectoralis major clavicular? Where are the neurolymphatic points for the pectoralis major clavicular? Question 87. Which meridian follows the kidney on the wheel? That's the wheel balance, not the 5 elements wheel. Question 86. Which neurolymphatic reflex relates to the breast congestion technique? Question 85. How do you correct figure of 8 energies? Question 84. Which muscles are involved in the basic gait test?
Sorry, can you say again, please?
Of course. Which muscles are involved in the basic gait test? Question 83. Where are the posterior neurolymphatic points for the levator scapulae? Where are the posterior neurolymphatic points for levator scapulae? '82. What acupuncture point is at the end of the coccyx? '81. Which points correct the front and back switching? '80. Which points correct up-down switching?
Mm.
79. Which points correct left-right switching? Question 78. Where does the circulation sex meridian begin?
Sorry, is this 78?
This is 78. '77. Name the yin meridians on the 5-element chart.
Sorry, can you repeat it, please?
Yeah, of course. Name the yin meridians on the 5-element chart. Question 76. State the yang meridians on the 5-element chart. '75. What meridian does the iliacus muscle relate to? 74. Where does the spleen meridian end? '73. What is the primary vitamin support for the following 5 muscles? A, pectoralis major sternal. B, neck flexors. C, sartorius. D, quadriceps. And E, hamstrings.
What was the question for all of those?
What is the primary vitamin support?
Okay.
Okay. Question 72. How do you detect 3rd stage adrenal exhaustion? Question 71. Which nutrient are you testing for if you TL the right corner of the pubic bone? Which nutrient are you testing for when you TL the right corner of the pubic bone? Question 70. What would you possibly stack into an ICV Houston valve treatment? What could you stack into an ICV Houston valve treatment? Question 69. Which meridian are you contacting with the left wrist, bottom position, farthest from the thumb, light touch?
Sorry, can you repeat that again, please, Abby?
Of course. Which meridian are you contacting on the left wrist, farthest from the thumb with the light touch? Question 68. How do you detect for 2nd stage adrenal exhaustion? And the last one for today, 67. Where and how do you TL to test deep adrenal stress? Where and how would you TL to test the deep adrenal stress?
May I ask you a question about that?
Yeah, of course.
Because you just asked where you would TL for third stage adrenal stress. So what's the difference between third stage and deep adrenal stress?
Okay, so 2 questions that we've had so far are how would you detect stage 3 and how would
Which
you
is deep.
detect and how would you detect stage 2? They're both deep. So there is a shortcut test to see if you've got deep stress, and then you would do the further test to find out whether it's stage 2 or 3. So this question is, what's the shortcut test and how would you, so where do you locate and how would you locate in order to test to see if it's 2 or 3? The other questions are relating to how would you determine which one it was.
Ah, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Has anybody got any questions? Does anybody want any of them repeated?
No, thanks, my love.
Brilliant. Okie dokie. Let's get straight to the answers for you then. Okie dokie. Okay, so question 133. The question was, how do you test for a chakra imbalance? And the answer was, find a sim, TL to spleen 21 on the left of the body, and retest the sim.
Oh, sorry, could you repeat that, Abby, please?
Of course. So you would find a sim, then you would TL to the left side of spleen 21, and then you retest the sim. And there is another way to test for chakras, and that is to put your hand over the chakra area and use the sim.
Oh, cool. Thank you. I've got that.
Okay,
I've got that the other way.
Yeah, so there's two for that one.
Lovely.
The
Thanks.
shortcut test to see if there is an imbalance rather than doing them all is just to touch the spleen 21 on the left. Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you.
Either one of those would have been right answers, I'm sure. Okay.
Sorry, was that a TL you said?
Yeah, it's a TL. Yeah. So
TL, thank you.
yeah, on the spleen, you TL to the right for cross crawl, the left for chakras, and then the CL is blood chemistry on spleen 21.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right.
Sorry, is it right for chakras?
No, it's right for cross crawl, left for chakras.
Left.
Try and remember it because I think chakras are a bit left field for some people. So try and remember chakras are on the left.
Yeah. And I remember cross crawl because there's right. Cross crawl isn't on the right.
You can also remember that one of the chakras is the heart chakra, and the heart is to the left.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's brilliant. Brilliant. All really good tips for remembering that. Fantastic. Okay, question 132 was, which gland suffers from excessive exercise? And that is the adrenal gland. Question 131, which gland is linked to light and dark? And that is the pineal gland. Question 130, what would you possibly think of testing if your client was all over the place, hyper confused? You would test centering, hyoid, chakras, coacles. Uh, 129, where is the neurovascular point to strengthen the adrenal glands? It is posterior fontanelle. One, 2, 8. Where do you tap for fundamental conflict? It is small intestine 3. Which I think is that one. Is it that one?
That one.
Does it have to be left hand?
It doesn't have to be left. You tap it on both sides. Yeah, you do it both. If you remember the ESR program, the fundamental conflict part of it, where we do the on there, that one. And you do it on both sides. Okay, 127. What are the MEI points to strengthen the large intestine? They are large intestine 11 and stomach 36, and then large intestine 5 and small intestine 5. Question 126. Where do you TL to test the thyroid gland? You TL 3 fingers over the thyroid above the sternal notch in the throat. That's where you would TL. 125. What does it mean when you TL the client's mid eyebrow? It is a shortcut to coacles. And I remember that one because it's part of the coacal balance is to put your finger there, isn't it?
Oh, I thought it was part of the endocrine.
Ah. So the endocrine's in the middle, and then the mid
Oh, yeah,
of
there.
the eyebrow itself is coacles.
Oh, that's what threw me.
Ah, yeah, yeah. It's clever wording, isn't it, on these
Yeah.
quizzes? It's very clever wording. Okay. Number 124. Where does the liver meridian begin? It is the lateral side of the big toe. One, two, three. Who touches when testing the hyoid? It's the therapist that touches the hyoid. Ugh, grindy. Don't like that one. Okay, 122. Name 4 lymphatic treatment points on the ICV fix. It can be any of the following: fascia lata lymphatics, abdominal lymphatics, small intestine lymphatics, quadratus lumborum lymphatics, L5 lymphatics, neck lymphatics, or upper trapezius lymphatics. Wow, that's a lot of lymphatics. Okay. Question 121. What does it mean if you fix a weak muscle in priority and whatever you do, it still remains weak? You would look for an over energy. Okay, so if it's still weak after you've done everything you can in MCPE and you've tried your finger modes and it's still weak, then you would go to over energies and see if there's an over energy blocking it. Okay, 120. Name the muscles on the lung meridian. We have deltoids, posterior deltoids, anterior serratus, cocobrachialis, can't say it, can't spell it, and the diaphragm. What 119, what acupuncture point do you rub for headaches? Now on the answer sheet, this is slightly wrong. The main one is gallbladder 31. The answer sheet says bladder 31, but it's gallbladder 31, which obviously is midway down the leg on the fascia lata points. Or you could rub gallbladder 1, which is at the outer edge of the eye as well. Claire gave us that snippet of information, but the right answer on that one would undoubtedly be gallbladder 31. 118. Where is the sternocleidomastoid muscle? It's the muscle in the neck that you're testing when you test your posterior anterior neck flexors and extenders. It's that one at the side. So if you remember when we did the hyoid fix and we did under the rub here, and then we got the person to lift their neck up and that stuck out, it's that one there. Okay, so the answer, the simple answer to that is in the neck. But if you want to know which one it is, it's that one that sticks out when you tilt your head.
Just remember Kevin.
Sorry?
Just remember Kevin being rubbed on the video.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. It's really nice, that one. Okay. Number 117, where are the main front neurolymphatic points for the gluteus maximus? It's in between the symphysis of the trousers. So the fascia lata rubbing point between the fascia lata and the quadricep rubbing points. You work in the groove from the knee towards the hip, the lateral side of the knee, coming up diagonally, following the groove upwards towards the hip. It hurts. That's a hurty one. Don't like that one. Okay, 116. Which wrist pulse is the right wrist nearest the hand? Deep pressure. The answer is lung. It is the lung. Okay. 115. How do you correct a thymus imbalance? Rub the 5th intercostal space on the right-hand side. Directional rubbing. Find the angle of Louis and their sore point. Hold this and the NV points, 3 fingers on the side of the temple, each side. Help them with their self-esteem. thymus tapping, and affirmations as homework. It's quite a wordy answer, isn't it? Okay, question 114. What two muscles would you think of testing for someone with hip pain? You can have two out of these: piriformis, fascia lata, gluteus medius, abductors, quadratus lumborum, and sartorius. Those are the muscles on the hip balance.
But not the gluteus maximus.
No, it says gluteus medius on here. Maximus is not on
I don't
here.
know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to.
Okay.
Okay. 113. What muscle would you test if someone has low self-esteem? Infraspinatus, which is your thymus muscle. 112. Name two nutrients you would think of if someone has dry eyes. The answer would be beta carotene, which can be found in spirulina or zambrosia, and oils such as krill, omega 369, or vegan oils.
Is aloe vera an answer?
No,
No.
it's not on this one, unfortunately. Okay.
So when you say oils, you mean the omega oils.
Omega oils or krill oil or vegan oil. Yeah, most oils, to be fair. Okay, 111. Where are the Riddler points for the B complex? It's a double TL, a thumb and two fingers, 2 inches above and either side of the pubic bone. One, 110. What muscles involved with a fixation of the upper cervicals? The uppers are gluteus maximus. And in case you want to know, the lowers are popliteus. One, 109. Name the creative cycle on the 5-element chart. It is the Shen cycle. 108. What emotions are connected to the metal element? Grief, guilt, and letting go. 107. What acupuncture point do you rub in the crease of the knee for an ICV fix? It is kidney 10. (106) How do you test to see if C3 is out? You find a sim, ask the client to stick their tongue out to the right and then the left and retest the sim.
Hmm.
105. Which meridian are you contacting on the left wrist, light pressure, nearest the thumb? It is the small intestine. 104. Which finger mode do you use to detect that structure is relevant? It would be the pad of the index finger to the pad of the thumb. 103. What acupuncture points do you rub on the lower leg during an ICV correction? It is kidney 3, kidney 5, kidney 7, and up to kidney 10, which is in the crease of the knee.
Sorry, that was kidney 3, 5, and 7.
3, 5, 7, and then 10 at the back of the knee.
10.
Okay. Name all of the stomach muscles. They are pectoralis, major clavicular, anterior neck flexors and posterior neck extensors, levator scapulae, brachioradialis, pectoralis minor, pronator teres, supranator, and subclavius. And congratulations if you've got all them, because they are the nemesis, aren't they? Trying to remember all of those. Okay, 101. What would you think of doing for someone who had recently had an operation? These are the main things that we were given by Claire. Injury recall, emotional memory tissue scanning, silver shield gel for the scar, holding the scar in the ESR points, lasering the operation scar. You can also give the client a laser to take home to do on themselves. And once the scar is white, it is a healed scar. And you can also do some emotional work.
That just heal the scar, Abby, do you know?
Yeah, if you take a laser and you just laser over it for a few minutes each day, it will help heal the scar. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Question 100. What technique really helps with lower back pain? The answer is medial thigh massage. It's the single most powerful way to relieve lower backache. And I had a client who had backache for 18 years and it's gone with one treatment. So it's really, honestly, you should definitely do it.
Do what, right?
The medial thigh massage, which is the one where they stick their lower knee out at an angle and straighten their top knee. And then you do the massage with the ball of your hand from the knee right up into the pelvis. It really, really works. It's very, very effective.
Very painful as well.
Yeah, it's a hurty one for sure, most definitely. Okay, number 99. Which muscle is related to the prostate and ovaries? Gluteus medius relates to the ovaries, and gluteus maximus relates to the prostate. '98. What is the correction for retrograde lymphatics? The correction is using massage oil along the brachioradialis massage point. So from the sternum to the armpit across the whole of the brachioradialis area. Question 9. What was that? Sorry, was that to me? No? Okay. Question 97. What would you think of testing if your client had headaches? Claire's exact words on this one were, do some digging and ask some questions, because you need to know what type of headache in order to know where to go. And then you could look at the liver, TMJ, large intestine, the whole digestive tract, ICV in Houston, food sensitivities, Atlas, or hormonal. So lots of answers to choose from there. Okay, question 96. Where are the neurovascular points to strengthen the popliteus? They are behind the knee in a diagonal way. You hold with 2 fingers, a thumb and 2 fingers. '95. Where is the CX alarm point? It is in the middle of the breast between the nipples. So in line with where the nipples would be if you were laid down.
Center meridian number 15.
15?
Yeah.
Do you mean 95?
No, center meridian.
Oh, CX 15. CV 15.
CV 15.
CV 15 is the name, yeah. So central vessel 15. Okay, question 94. What are the MEI points to strengthen the small intestine? They are small intestine 3 and gallbladder 41, and small intestine 2 and bladder 66. '93. What might a bilaterally weak fascia lata mean? It means any nutritional issue, but specifically often means lack of iron. '92. What might it mean if the Houston shows as a priority? It would indicate that there are a lot of emotional issues. 91. Where does the heart meridian begin? It begins in the armpit. Okay, number 90. How do you test for a ligament interlink? Okay, find a sim. TL the original sore spot first and lock it in. Go to the opposite side of the body to find the corresponding sore spot. So you have to go to the opposite area. So the shoulder would link to the hip, the elbow would link to the ankle, etc. You find the corresponding sore spot and you would lock that in, and then you would do the fix. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Just for the sake of repeating, can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, so for the interlink test, to find the ligament interlink test, you first find the sore spot, the original sore spot, and you would lock it in.
CL or TL?
So you would TL it. So they would ask you where it is, you find it, TL it, the sim goes weak, lock it in. So your muscles are now weak. You find the corresponding opposite side of the body point. And then when you find the point that strengthens the sim, then you lock it in. Okay. Okay, brilliant. So that's how you test for it. Number 89. With wrist pulses, describe which wrist position and what pressure you are for the following. So A, the spleen was right wrist, middle location, deep pressure. The liver was left wrist, middle position, deep pressure. The gallbladder is left wrist, middle position, light pressure. And the triple warmer is right wrist, bottom position, light pressure.
Can I say something? When you say bottom position,
Farthest away from the thumb.
yes, because the right hand is upside down.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, farthest away from the thumb. Okay, number 88. Where are the neurolymphatic points for the pectoralis major clavicular? It is rib 5 and 6 on the left-hand side, on the front, and then 5 and 6 thoracic vertebrae either side of the spine on the back. Number 87. Which meridian follows the kidney on the wheel balance? The answer is circulation 6. Which neurolymphatic reflex relates to the breast congestion technique? It is the fascia lata. How do you correct figure of 8 energies? You place 2 fingers onto the navel and a thumb and 2 fingers onto the forehead over the ESR points. And hold for a little bit.
You can also put your whole hand, can't you?
Yeah, you can put your whole hand as long as they're covered. I mean, a lot of the time I just do whole hand over the navel and whole hand over the points. So as long as you cover them, but specifically, you know, they are a minimum to have 2 fingers, thumb, and the 2 fingers over the navel. Okay, 84. Which muscles are involved in a basic Gates test? It's anterior deltoid and abdominals. Where are the posterior neurolymphatic points for the levator scapulae? They are junction of C7 and T1, plus along the groove on the outer edge of the scapulae. So it's the outer edge of the shoulder, and it's in the long groove along the outer edge.
This says hell.
Yeah, hurty. Okay, 82. What acupuncture point is at the end of the coccyx? It's the teres major point, and it's the start of the governing spine meridian, which is GV1, governing vessel 1. 81. Which points correct front back switching? It is rubbing the tip of the coccyx while rubbing the navel simultaneously. $80 was which point's correct up-down switching, and that is rubbing the top and bottom lip whilst rubbing the navel simultaneously. And then 79, which point's correct left-right switching, it's rubbing both of K27 while rubbing the navel simultaneously. Okay. 78, where does the circulation sex meridian begin? It is 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters lateral to the nipple. $77 was state the yin meridians on the 5-element chart. They are fire, heart and CX, earth is spleen, metal is lung, water is kidney, and wood is liver.
Oh, could you say that again, please, Abby?
Yeah, of course. Fire is heart and CX.
Sorry, and with the question.
It's
as well.
yin, the yin meridians.
Ah, okay, thank you.
Okay. So do you want the answer again?
Yes, please.
Okay. So fire is heart and CX. Earth is spleen. Metal is lung. Water is kidney. And wood is liver. So if you think yin is in, so they're the ones on the inside of the chart.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you.
Okay. And then of course, 76 was name the yang meridians on the 5-element chart. So these are the ones on the outside, yang man. So we have fire is small intestine and triple warmer. Earth is stomach. Metal is large intestine. Water is bladder. And wood is gallbladder. Okay. 75. What meridian does the iliacus muscle relate to? The answer is kidney. 74. Where does the spleen meridian end? It ends at spleen 21, which is the 6th intercostal space on the side of the body. Okay, 73. What is the primary vitamin support for? A, pectoralis major sternal is vitamin A. B, neck flexors is B complex. C, sartorius is vitamin C. D, quadriceps is B complex. And E was hamstrings, and that's vitamin E. $72. How do you detect 3rd stage adrenal exhaustion? You would find a weak sartorius muscle which strengthens to sugar. Question 71. Which nutrients are you testing if you TL the right side corner of the pubic bone? It is iron. Question 70. What would you possibly stack into an ICV Houston valve treatment? Emotions and possibly muscles.
Would you stack parasites?
No, because the parasites is a test rather than it's just a finger mode test rather than
So you just do the finger mode and then that's it pretty much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I do it as a standalone. So if you've tested the ICV and it's off, then you do the parasite finger mode and find the nutrition for that. And then I would
And then you just go on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, Abby, you said emotions and what else?
Muscles, other muscles.
Muscles, okay.
Yeah, so sometimes some intestine muscles might be a priority as well. So you can stack them into the fix and do them all at once.
Okay.
Okay, 69. Which meridian are you contacting on the left wrist, farthest from the thumb with the light touch? And the answer is bladder. 68 was, how do you detect second stage adrenal exhaustion? And the answer is, sartorius is strong in the clear. The client places their hands across the PSIS contact points, and then you retest sartorius, which will now be weak. And the last question was, when and where and how do you test TL to test the deep adrenal stress? And it was, you TL the sartorius lymphatics, so slightly above and either side of the navel, and you would deep wiggle. So it's deep pressure, wiggle, and test the sim. And if the sim goes off on a deep wiggle, then it's either 2 or 3, and then you would go on to test the sartorius to find out which one. So that's your lot for tonight. How do you all feel? All right? Did you know some?
That was great. Thanks so much, Abby, for hosting that again.
Oh, it's no problem, my lovely. It's easy.
You're so kind.
That's all right. It's fine.
Very much for doing this, Abby.
Yeah, thank you.
As long as you're finding it helpful and it's helping just to go over the questions and just keep it in your mind, you know, each time I read them, I pick up something that I'd forgotten. So it's helpful for me as well. So, you know, do you guys want to do another one next Tuesday? The last lot of questions? Yeah.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, cool. Well, have a great week revising. I will put the form with the questions that don't have the answers into the group chat in case anyone wants to print them off and just keep practicing without the answers on there. That might be helpful for some of you.
And Abby, what was the type? There was a typo as well. You said that I did.
Yeah, so there is a question there about headaches, and it's which contact point would you use if you had headaches? And the answer is gallbladder 31, and I think the answer says bladder 31. But you guys know that
GB.
one. Yeah, you would know that one.
Okay.
All right.
And where do these questions come from? Are they from the mock or from the quiz?
They're from the quizzes.
Oh, amazing. Thank you. Because I was going to get that. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so then the
Yeah,
month
they're all quizzes.
Yeah.
Oh, you're amazing. Really appreciate it, guys.
Sarah stuck it all together, bless her.
Legend.
It took a day.
Oh,
It was
I do
horrible.
appreciate it though, to be
thank
fair.
you so much for that.
It's
All right.
super, super helpful. So
So grateful.
cool. Well, I'm going to sign off now, guys. So
Yeah, thanks so much,
for
Abby. I'll see you
joining.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks,
See you
Abby.
next
Bye,
week.
everyone.
Bye.